virtual Assistant Principal Academy, Leadership Academy with Principal Kafele. I'm going to be doing this all summer long. So today is May 2nd, second day of May, first Saturday in May. We starting this up right now. I'm going 18 weeks. As I'm going to say, for the entire 52 weeks. You got to get your hands on this if you don't have it. The Assistant Principal 50. It's the complement, the supplement to this 52-week virtual Assistant Principal Leadership Academy, right? So someone's saying 52 weeks. I thought it was 18. Nah, I decided, why am I going to stop this now when school's beginning? It's probably more relevant with school back in session than it was over the summer. So we're going to do this until next May of 2021. Every Saturday, God willing. I'm on fire! Woo! That's how I'm feeling. Man, I got droplets all over my desk. That's why you gotta wear that mask when you out there, man. Right? One more time. I'm on fire! Woo! Shawn hurt. Normally at 10 o'clock, he on assignment this morning. But normally 10 o'clock Facebook. Sheka Houston, Tammy Taylor, Create and Educate, 10:30, who's with us today. And Unlock the Middle, Josh, Tovar, and the crew on Sundays. So 10 o'clock, Shawn, 10:30, Create and Educate, Josh, Tovar, Sunday night at 7 o'clock. Bachelor's degree from St. Mary's College. Master's of Arts degree from Mary Grove College. And Educational Specialist certification from Western Michigan University. Mr. Hurt has spoken at many national conferences over the years in a strong focus on school turnaround and increasing student achievement in inner city schools, right? So without further ado, I'll bring on the man himself, Principal Shawn Hurt. Say hello to the folks, my brother.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's an honor to be on here. You know, like I told you, I was just excited just to be with my mentor. You mean so much to me. I've been following you for 8, 9, 10 years since you came to my district in Muskegon Heights. So I'm just excited. I'm excited. I'm happy to be on here this morning.
Without further ado, I bring to the broadcast Dr. Sheka Houston and Principal Tammy Taylor. I could call Dr. Houston Principal as well because she just left it to now support Principal. So once a principal, you're always a principal. It's always in your blood. So with that said, good morning to both of you.
Good morning, sir. Yes, good morning, Principal Kafele.
Great to have you here. Been watching you for a while at 10:30, and now here you are on the platform. Glad to have you here. Josh understands the power of social media and how customers are deeply connected to these platforms. He understands that we need to meet our students where they are and connect with them. As Ryan Scott says, connections before content. Man, that's significant, and I'm glad I read that. And let me bring up my guest today, my man, my friend, my buddy, Dr. Well, not doctor yet. I'm sure he's working on it, but Principal Josh Tovar. This is my guy. Have a great week. Have an extraordinary week. Have your best week yet. Peace. Peace. Thumbs up. Cock that fist back. 1, 2, 3, bam! I see you next Saturday. I'm looking forward. 10:55 Eastern Time.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the R.E.A.L. Academy. I'm Dr. Sheka Houston, and my partner in leadership here, Tammy Taylor. You all did not log on to the wrong broadcast. We decided to get together, those of us that are part of the Fantastic Four, to do a special tribute for Principal Kafele, as you saw from our intro video. This is his 100th episode of the virtual AP Leadership Academy. So we also have Principal Shawn Hurt and Principal Josh Tovar joining us this morning as well. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So as Principal Kafele always says,
we're
on
fire.
fire. Definitely. And we have enjoyed every 100th episodes. This will be the 100th one that he has coming up this Saturday with Principal Kafele. He is definitely done a fantastic job inspiring us all.
For sure. And we are here to honor a very worthy honoree. He started this as an 18-week AP Academy, and we think that it went from 18 to 52. And now we are looking forward to episode 100 this morning. So we want to say congratulations to you, Principal Kafele, because we all are inspired by the work that you do. You're an incredible mentor. You're truly an inspiration, as well as the developer of leaders. You are the GOAT. So thank you for what you're doing.
Definitely. And we're just going to go around, and we have 3 questions that we're going to answer. And as we're answering these questions, if anything resonates with you as a leader, and Principal Kafele has had, any type of impact on you as a leader or a developing educator, put that in the comments. I'm pretty sure he'll go back and read it. We all want to honor and make sure that we're being thankful for everything that he's put into this for 100 weeks of free information, free content, free inspiration, free development. So the first question, I'm going to start with Josh. What was your first encounter with Principal Kafele? And then we'll just go to Principal Hurt, and then Tammy and I will answer.
Well, greetings to everybody. Hello, Josh Tovar, Principal of Memorial Pathway. Oh, give me a second. I gotta clean my camera. Hold on. Hey, Jefe, I gotta clean it. I gotta look good. I don't want your mom upset at me. Here, I'm cleaning it. All right. Here, I'm putting it away right now. Hey, I met Jefe NASSP, I believe 2013, and I'm a conference person. In other words, I go from the A to the very last one. When the majority of the people have already left, I go to the very last one. So I make sure that arrangements are made to where I take off late at night. And Principal Kafele, because I don't want to cheat kids' money. I'm going to be there to get the whole experience. And Principal Kafele, I saw he was the very last one. I didn't know who he was. I'm from El Paso at that moment. Who's Principal Kafele? Even the name, being a hardcore Mexican, I'm like, Kafele, what am I going to learn, right? There you go. That's what you get. Don't assume. And so I went to he had a big ballroom. He wasn't yet Jefe. He wasn't there yet. So I walked in there and was dealing with urban kids, dealing how to deal with the way that they approach life in the school environment. I go, hey, I need that. I work with those at-risk kids. I'm a Title I campus with that kind of mentality sometimes. And so I went to his session, and there was hardly anybody there. He had the last one. He was barely beginning. He was getting his mojo going. But, from that moment on, Jefe, you helped me clean up the way I saw a lot of stuff. So thank you very much, Principal Kafele. I'm glad I went to NASSP. I'm glad you were the very last session, and I'm glad that we encountered him. From that moment on, we haven't stopped.
Thank you, Josh. What about you, Principal Hurt?
I think for me, when I first met him, he was invited by our superintendent to our district. So he was spending the day at our district, and he had to stop at all of the schools. So he came to my school, and then he stayed about 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay. And then he told me, he said, hey, I have to go to the high school because I need to spend most of my time at the high school. So I said, before you go, could you come into my office? So I said, what do you think about my school? You the guru, you the man, what do you think about my school? And then he said, man, you're good. I like your teachers. I like the students. Everything looks good, culturally responsive. You're fine, but I got to go to the high school. So then I asked him, I said, this was the first time I said, I've never met an African-American male as a consultant. I would like to do what you do. So literally, and then he remembers that he said, okay, I'm going to have you come to a conference in Las Vegas. I'm going to put a good word, and I want you to come and speak at a conference. So about 2 months later, I'm in Las Vegas at a conference. And then after I spoke, he literally for dinner, he took me and another gentleman, and he spoke to us for 5 hours. We were like having dinner from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. We're in this restaurant, and he's just giving me so much information, so much game. He told me how to set stuff up, and then the rest is history. So he's been my mentor since then. I love him to death. So that's my first encounter with him.
Awesome. What about you, Tammy?
I think that the first encounter was not an in-person encounter. It was when we were, I think, in like one of those leadership prep programs or something, and we received the book, Is Your School a Better School Because You Lead It? And so I was, of course, intrigued by the title, but wanted to get into the book. And it was such an easy book to read. Just read it and thought, wow, this is amazing. And you're asking yourself, is my school better because I'm leading it or what? And then when I received Tammy Morey Johnson, does lots of promotions, and she sent one of her flyers saying that Principal Kafele was going to be in Charlotte. And that's when I, reached out to you and said, hey, you want to go? And, we went, and it was absolutely incredible. I'm sure you remember. He just like with you, Principal Hurt, just poured into, and it was very few of us there. It was a real intimate. And I think he had been there through the day too, when there were more people. But for this session, it was kind of like one of those leadership training sessions. And it was maybe 10 people in the room. And he just poured and poured and poured and poured into us. And Sheka, I share that all the time. That's when he asked that question, is your school a better school because you lead it? And, it kind of was just that pivot for me to say, I don't know. And if I don't know, nobody else knows. So I got to make sure that everybody knows that my school is better because I'm there. So like Josh, the rest kind of is history. And it's just been us following him and just like really being at his feet to learn and learn and learn and learn ever since that time.
Definitely. And because Tammy and I are partners in crime, that was my first encounter as well when we met Principal Kafele at that conference in Charlotte, the first in-person meeting. And it, like she said, it was definitely a pivotal moment in my leadership journey, because that's when I started to really hold that mirror up to become a reflective leader. Because when you're not reflecting, when you're not looking at what you're doing or what you could do to change certain things, you're not effective as a leader. So his conference and the questions that he asked, and like Tammy said, he wasn't talking directly to us, but that's what it felt like. We were really reflecting and answering those questions. And those questions helped us to become better leaders. And just following his work, continuing to follow and learn from him definitely has made us better leaders today. So if you all want to put that in the chat, our next question, we're going to start with Principal Hurt this time. What has the virtual AP Leadership Academy started off as 18 weeks, as Tammy said, and now we're coming up on the 100th episode. What has this meant to you as a leader? Principal Hurt, we'll start with you and then go to Josh.
I think for me, it really has allowed me to grow as a leader, watching him, listening to him, seeing his passion, and seeing his consistency over the weeks, over the months, over the years. And then from there, it allowed me to kind of take what he's doing and start my own. And I would have never have started my own without seeing him do it. Once again, as a leader, you always got to see somebody do it. You always want to see somebody do it. And then to take that template and just go with it, I just thank God for him. I'm blessed to have him in my life, and for what he's doing for me and all of us has really just taken me, and I know you guys will say the same thing, us to a whole nother level in our leadership, personal life, family, friends, etc.
Definitely. Thank you. What about you, Josh?
What's twofold for me. Number one, I believe that the message is always a crucial thing for us that sit in our chairs to repeatedly hear. And though his messages it spans different areas, I think that he brings the word to where it sinks inside of me. And I ask myself that question: is the campus that I'm at, the chair that I sit in, better because of me? Not only that, am I ensuring that I'm providing the best opportunities for all the students? And he helped me out a lot to make sure that I have that constant thought in my brain when I'm trying to get my 10K steps in, and I keep on thinking about those things in my head. And the second part is I value him so much that at the former campus I was at, I brought him to talk to our team members. I brought him in, and we shared some conversations, some valuable conversations that made me grow as an individual, as all of us have had that situation. And when I transferred from El Paso to North Dallas, which I'm at right now, I used to commute from El Paso to Dallas, which is a 9-hour drive, and that's when he barely started the academy. So he helped me on those long drives on Saturdays. So, so that message was all the way ingrained. And you know what? He ensures that he connects with people just by doing the shout outs, because that he does that connection with us. It's crucial because he keeps alive the message of connecting not only with students but with
Right.
everybody. So I value him a lot, and you know what, I really supported what the vision is that he brings to the table.
Definitely, Josh. And I'll go next, and then Tammy, you can finish us out with this one.
Okay.
Um, Principal Kafele always talks about, and it started off as the Assistant Principal Leadership Academy, but we all log on, educators, teachers, everybody, because a lot of times in some districts, there's a lot of focus on professional development for teachers and making sure we're developing our teachers, but sometimes the leaders are, left to come up with their own professional development. So I think the inspiration that Principal Kafele provides to all of us keeps that fire burning, like he talks about every week. You chose leadership. So, you've got to keep that fire burning in order to make sure you're motivating your staff, your students, you're being reflective. This virtual AP Academy also, to me, has been important, not only that he's feeding and pouring into us each week, but he's also elevating other voices, other people who are doing great things in leadership. And I think that his model of just being humble enough to do that, because there's some people in this industry, especially a speaker as large as him, who wouldn't dare affiliate or associate themselves with somebody who's not with Solution Tree or some of the bigger name people. But he is making sure that, like you said, Josh, connecting with everyone on every level, recognizing the great things that several people are doing in leadership. And to me, I just think that's applaudable.
It definitely is. And I think that that humility, like you said, Shika, is what is so magnetic and draws people to him. And that's why people follow him as much as they do. And I just have to say that you guys are like spot on, because he is all about connections. And all of this that I've learned throughout the time that I have watched the or listened to the virtual AP Academy, and it has it's evolved over the time that he's been doing it. And he started out with like real intense PD that he was just providing, and everybody was logging in, because who would want to miss that? And like you said, now though, Shika, he's even brought different voices to the platform so that we're hearing from other people who, if he hadn't brought them, we might not even know that those stories were out there. So it's incredible how he's opening up a whole new world to those of us who are with him. And like Principal Hurt, I think that what he does lifts us and that commitment that he has to being on. I know, Sheka, you and I are like, no, we cannot miss. Fele is gonna be on and he's gonna do his thing. So we're gonna have to record something or whatever, because it's just that level of commitment. You've signed up for this work, so do it. Kind of how he makes us feel. And that whole piece of him being so reflective and having that mirror for us to look in and look and ask yourself those tough questions leads us to be better leaders. I think I even did that with my staff this year, because I think that, as you said, Sheka, reflection is what's going to make us better. It's what's going to be impactful for the decisions that we make, and those things that we have to do to learn and to grow as principals.
Definitely. And the last question, because we're going to run out of time like we always do every week, Tammy. We're at 21 minutes.
Yeah, we're not going to run out of time because we will not be in the way of the 100th episode.
Exactly.
So we're going to let the gentleman answer this last question, and we'll just...
So the Fantastic Four, being a part of this Fantastic Four that Josh has named us, has really... it's really been an honor to be a part of it. And I want to commend Principal Hurt, because this is what happens when you pour into people. Principal Kafele poured into Principal Hurt. Principal Hurt poured into Tammy and I, and told us, hey, you all need to start doing some consulting
y'all
work.
Go head on. That's just
big enough. So, and then on the show one day, I reached out to Josh when Principal Kafele mentioned his name. Connect with Josh. So I connected with Josh on Twitter. I'm trying to increase my following on Twitter. How do you do that, Josh? Josh just follow me, just pulled me in. He didn't know me from Adam's apple. But, that is the power of, like we talk about a lot, Tammy, collaboration. So just the fact that Principal Kafele has basically allowed us to be a part of, what he's doing, to add on to what he's doing, is truly an honor to be able to be associated with him. I'm truly thankful for that opportunity. I enjoy, and like Tammy said, we look to him as the model. The whole thing that we have up here, our design, Principal Kafele didn't change his design. Let me go change mine. The lighting, so much that he's taught us, just not from being the leadership side, but even being a content creator to provide things for people every week. He teaches us to keep that bar held high, and we try to do that. We try to meet it every week, because we definitely want to meet that standard.
And we want to hear when he says, yeah, well done, guys, or whatever.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to disappoint. And I think you guys will get a kick out of this. I learned that we were a part of the Fabulous Four on the Friday night before we were supposed to do Saturday morning. She said, we got to get up and get on in the morning because we're in the Fabulous Four. And I was thinking, what is that?
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. What is that?
So yeah, Tammy's not the social media person. I am. But go ahead, Josh and Principal Hurt.
For me, real quick, I can't add more to what you said, Sheka, Tammy. I agree. It's about connecting with people that I've never. When was I ever going to meet somebody from that supports Clemson and the Gamecocks? When was I ever going to do that? I'm in Texas. Coach Hurt, I just hear, come on, talk back. Where am I going to meet a man like that? That's encouraging the listeners. Come on, ask me questions. Come on, you could do it. And that makes us better leaders. I can't add more to that, but building the bond of the four.
Definitely. You want to end us out, Principal Hurt?
I think for me, it's all about love. I've made brothers and sisters. I would never have met you guys. So I just think that loving you guys and just being like brothers and sisters. I call you guys family all of the time. So the Fantastic Four is like family to me.
Definitely. Well,
Happy
thank you
100.
all. Yes, thank you, Principal Kafele. We're getting out the way for the 100th episode. You all tune in to Principal Kafele's page right now. The 100th episode is coming up. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, man.